Now this is the second example in which we're going to solve a quadratic equation by graphing. So let's begin it quickly because the main point of this comes towards the end. So our function is f of x equals x squared plus 3x minus 5. Again, we know this by now, I hope. A equals 1, b equals 3, and c equals negative 5. Well, xv is equal to minus b over 2a. That would be negative 3 over 2 times 1. So xv is equal to negative 3 over 2. Okay, 2 times 1 is 2. Now negative 3 over 2 is negative 1.5. Okay, negative 1.5. So this is different because up to now all the examples we've done, the x-coordinate of the vertex has been an integer, a whole number. This time it's a fraction. Okay, and that changes it a little bit. Okay, so let's make our table. So we're going to have x, and then we'll do x squared and leave a little bit of room. And we'll do plus 3x and leave a little bit of room. And we'll do negative 5. Okay, and no room really needed for the negative 5. Next one's going to be y. Okay. So we're going to put in 7 new rows. 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So that's going to be the 4th row down. Okay. 4th row down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.5. Okay, negative 1.5 actually. Okay, now it's a little bit tricky to get to imagine what numbers are going to be on either side of this. So let's draw a number line. And on the number line we'll have 0, 1, and 2, and negative 1 and negative 2. Now where would negative 1.5 be? Okay, where would negative 1.5 be? Negative 1.5 would be between negative 1 and negative 2. About there. Okay, so then we can tell what numbers are on either side of that. We're going to take 3 numbers on this side, and we're also going to go 3 numbers that way as well. So if we have negative 1.5, we'll have negative 1, 0, and 1. And if we go back, it's going to be negative 2, and then negative 3, and negative 4. Okay. So this is going to be negative 4 squared, negative 3 squared, negative 2 squared. I'm going to leave this altogether because it's a fraction. I just don't want to deal with it, okay? Now if you want to, you certainly can, but we'll see that it's not necessary to solve our problem. Okay, so the fraction one I'm just going to skip. Right, let's work these out. Negative 4 squared is 16, negative 3 squared is 9, negative 2 squared is 4, negative 1 squared is 1, 0 squared is 0, 1 squared is 1. And plus 3x, so it's going to be plus 3 times negative 4, plus 3 times negative 3, plus 3 times negative 2, plus 3 times negative 1, plus 3 times 0, and plus 3 times 1. Okay, well that's going to be negative 12, negative 9, negative 6, negative 3, 0, and 3. And then the negative 5 is just going to be negative 5. And I'm skipping the middle row because it wasn't a whole number. I'm only going to work with whole numbers here. It's going to give us enough information to do the problem. So if we look at the top line, we have 16 take away 12 is 4, take away 5 is negative 1. 9 take away 9 is 0, take away 5 is negative 5. Negative 6 and negative 5 is negative 11. 11 plus 4, negative 11 plus 4 is negative 7. Skip the middle one and then go back over here. 1, negative 3, negative 5. Negative 3 and negative 5 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7. 0 and negative 5 is negative 5. 1 and 3 is 4. Take away 5 is negative 1. So our points here are going to be negative 4, negative 1, negative 3, negative 5, -2, -7, -1, -7, 0, -5, and 1, -1. Now, don't worry about the middle row missing. Okay, don't worry about the middle row missing. It's really not going to be an issue. So let's put in our graph here. Okay, and we are on our y-axis. We have to go down to -7. So we're going to have to go down in 2's on the y-axis. Okay, so -2, -4, -6, -8, -10. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. On the y-axis, or on the x-axis, we can continue to go up in 1s the way we always have done. And blow this up a little bit. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay, so let's put on our points again here. -4, -1. Over to -4, up to, or down to -1. Okay, so that's actually, we've got there, so we have a little bit more room. Down, this is going down in steps of 2, so -1 will be halfway down to the first one. I'm sorry, it's been a bit jumpy on you. Okay, so there's the first point. -3, -5. Over to -3, down to -5. That will be between -4 and -6. So about there. -2, -7. Over to -2 and down to -7. There's -2. -7 will be halfway between -6 and -8. -1, -7. Over to -1, down to -7. 0, -5. Over to 0 and up to down to -5. 1, -1. Let's give ourselves a little bit more room here. 1, -1 will be about there. Okay, now this is going to have a vertex at -1.5. In other words, it's going to drop slightly below those 2 points there on either side. Okay, so that's all we need to know. We don't need to know exactly how far below. It's going to be pretty close. It's not going to drop down too much. Experience, what we've seen lately and all the others, is showing us that. Okay, so let's just draw the graph now. Okay. It's going to look something like that. On this side, it will look something similar. Okay, so there's the graph. Now remember, the solutions are the points where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, our solutions are the points where it crosses the x-axis. Solutions to the equation are the points where it crosses the x-axis. Even touches the x-axis is probably a better word to say it. Okay, and that's going to be here and here. Now, what we're going to try and do, we're going to try and estimate correct to 1 decimal place. If you go back and look at the question carefully, the question said, hence estimate the solutions correct to 1 place of decimals, and it's an estimate. So you're not expected to give exactly the right answer. And if we do that, we can blow this up a little bit. And this point here on the right in red is just a little bit beyond 1. So let's say maybe 1.2. Okay, that's a guess. And then this one is a little bit below 4. So between -4 and -5, but closer to -4. Let's say we make it -4.2. Okay. We're not sure if those are the right answers, but frankly, we weren't told to be sure. We were only told to estimate the right answer. So what we're saying here is the right answer is correct to 1 decimal places. We're estimating them to be x is approximately equal. This curly equal sign means approximately equal to 1.2 and x is approximately equal to negative 4.2. Okay, and that's it. Okay, hope you enjoyed. Now this one you couldn't have done by factoring. Factoring would not work for this one. Okay, there you go. Thank you.